Hello, Flosstube. I'm Heather, link of my homeboy. Today is Friday, January 29th, 2021. This is Flosstube number 31. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for checking me out. And if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're new here and you were sent here by someone else or heard me mention somewhere else, please let me know how you found me. So I do like to give thanks to people who send people my way. So and if you are a returning viewer, then welcome back to your bi-weekly dose of torture. This should be a fairly quick video, I think. I have a lot to talk about, but it's not, I don't want to get too wordy about any of it. So I've got FFOs, I've got FFOs meaning finished objects, I've got whips, plans, a little bit of haul, and at the end I've got a giveaway. So if you stick around for that, then see what you can win. All right, not too much going on with life updates. Again, we're not really doing much. So I'm at home with the kids. My husband goes to work. Yay! So let's just get into the stitching, shall we? First off, I have a couple of finishes. This first one here, this is Vulture Villa from Lindy Stitches. It was in the fall 2020 issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is on a piece of 28 count even weave of some sort from Seraphim Fabrics. And I used none of the called for colors. Just pulled some colors from my stash. Now, I think I used the DMC for the Vulture. Actually, I lied. I did use the DMC, the called for DMC for the Vulture, because it's a bird and you don't really change the colors of animal unless I'm going for like a Lisa Frank type of thing. And then down here, just like on the Hedgehog house, I didn't do the alternating half stitch grass. I just cross stitched it. So yeah. That's cute. I think I would like to try and find a round trivet and mount. There's a whole series. There's 4 of them, and I think I'd like to. It's a seasonal thing, so I think I'd like to find a trivet and figure out some sort of mounting to where I could just switch them out, magnets and washers or whatever. Next up, this was an unexpected start and finish. This is Quirky Quaker number 4 from Darling and Whimsy Designs. There was a Sal from Two Martini Stitcher hosted a Sal with someone else. I can't remember. I think it was Quirky Quaker Sal on it started on the 16th, and so I pulled this guy out and went ahead and did a start and finish. So this is done on a random scrap of 32 count, at least I think it was 32 count when I counted it, 32 count even weave of some sort, Lugana maybe, from Mystic Fabrics, from a grab bag, or a bits bag as she calls them. I used an orange called October Owl from Mo's Sale. It's a silk, and then just DMC black for the back stitching and the little black accents. So he's absolutely adorable. I still don't know what I'm doing with any of these. I haven't decided how I want to display those yet, but no big deal. I'll figure it out at some point. Maybe. And that's it as far as finishes. Now whips. I did do a lot of work on a lot of whips. So first up, this was one of the ones that was called on Whip Go this month. It's Halloween Ouija. And my goal for January that got called was to do all these little motifs. Now, I only had like 3 borders done, like 3.5 or something like that. So I decided what I was going to do is, I was just going to do as much as I could and just start working on the borders and working on the motifs, and, we'll go from there. So I did end up with about half done total. So Got those 2 motifs done in the top left and right, which was it was perfect that this kind of got pulled because there was a prompt for the monthly in Enchanted Stitching that you had to stitch 200 stitches on a moon and 200 stitches on a sun, and so that's what I used those for. Then we've got Witchy Poo here. We got a little haunted house. I love this candelabra. It looks like it's sitting on a shelf with like a raggedy like lace doily or something under it. And then Mr. Surprised Pumpkin there. And all of these borders are being done with random Mo's Sale from a Halloween collection she did a couple years ago, with the exception of one of them, which is actually called Amy Pond from her Doctor Who collection. And this is being done on a piece of 32 count Jobelin in Tombstone from Color and Cotton. It came in the Halloween, vintage Halloween box, I think is what it was called, in 2019. Next up, we have Spring Hedgehog from Kulakova Stitch. And I affectionately call him Rupert. I decided to name him Rupert. He looks like a Rupert. And this is done on 32 count Jobelin in Petunia from Color and Cotton. And I did all of this stuff down here, and my needle minders are stuck together now. Yay! Okay, they're just gonna come off for now. We're just gonna, where'd the magnets go? Okay, there we go. So, I did all of this stuff down here and some fill in up through here. And, yeah, it's labor intensive. So I have this as part of my zombie run, which is the year-long event and daily 30, which I believe we are taking, that group is now taking new members. So if you want to get in and you've been on a wait list, or not a wait list, but you've been waiting for the go-ahead to join, go ahead and request it. And make sure you answer the questions. And make sure that you are participating, because it is a group that, you know, like it's not one of those, it's not a lurking group. You got to be participating, because there are like, you can earn actual points for actual prizes. So they want to make sure that people are actually stitching in it. But yeah, so he is pretty, but he is brain intensive. But I do have it on my, zombie run, because then this way he comes out for a minimum of 400 stitches every month. And 400 stitches every month, that's, what's that, 48, that's, yeah, 4,800 stitches. And he's not huge by any means. It's just, it's 115 by 81. So he's like technically a medium in my book. And he just, yeah, he's just, because it's Ukrainian or Russian. I think it's Russian. I think I did verify that it was Russian. And lots of backstitch and then different half stitches and all sorts of colors. And there's only a few blends, which blends don't bother me, but it's definitely just brain intensive. But looking forward to more progress on him. And then next up we have Like a Cherry Blossom from Stitches Through the Years. And this is being done on a piece of 32 count Lugana from Mystic Fabrics in, I can never remember if it's Spring Breeze or if this is Sugar Plum. I'll put it on the screen. And there's my progress. This was called for Whip Go. And I was supposed to get the first page done, which for me, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing the big alphabet. So like the corner and like a lot of this bowl were part of that first page. And then there's like a blank space there that I still hadn't figured out what I wanted to do with it. And I made the decision the other night. I'm not doing the big ass house at the bottom either. So I'm truncating this quite a bit. I still want to do, so the trees that are down here by the house, Those are really interesting, and I want to keep those. So my plan, and I'm currently doing surgery on the pattern. I think what's going to happen is these motifs here are going to get moved up to this space that I have left over, because I just scrunched it down until the outside border like matched up, because it's got the big flowers with the little flowers in between, and I just scrunched it down basically to take out the alphabet. And I'm going to take these motifs here, these little motifs here, they'll fit in that space, and I'll stick them on either side. And I think I'm going to put like my initials and, well, no, the year goes in the middle of those. I think I'm going to put my initials there. I'm not 100% sold on that idea yet, but I think I've got plenty of time to decide. And then basically I'm going to take the house out, scrunch this up a little bit, center the crown down in between these wreaths, and put the trees there. And then I've also charted like a little pot for the trees, because you see the trees down here are sitting in grass, and I've kind of modeled the bowl after these here. And that's what I'm going to do for that one. So, because I was looking at it, I still hadn't picked a color for the house yet. And so I was trying to work a little bit on the conversion. And I was like, I don't even like that house. It's really boring. It takes up a lot of space. And that's a lot of stitching I don't want to do. So I said, bye-bye. But yeah, anyway, so, and apparently the theme of today is getting my needle minder stuck together. So anyway, I had like this flower and this vine and a little bit of the vine down here done. So this is all the border currently on the first page that I have. So I decided not to continue on and try to get the berry bowl done, because since I was making more changes to the pattern, I didn't want to have to rip something out or not like how it's in relation to other parts. So, okay. But yeah, more info on that. I'm going to try and get that pattern completely rearranged or whatever, and get the rest of the conversion done by the end of February. Pardon me. I also got out Atlantis from Owl Forest Embroidery. And again, this is on my zombie run. So this is going to get minimum 400 stitches every month, which is good. And this is on kit fabric with kit flosses. And there she is. So I think last time you guys probably saw this, I had the big jelly done, the fish here, the little bit of this done, that done, and these over here. Because I did this fish, pretty sure I did this and this. I love this motif up here. This like green and orange one up here. It looks really cool. And this one here too. And I like how the floss is variegated and everything. And I'm stitching this like one leg at a time in a row. Sometimes I go and do a single stitch, just, but I'm using it kind of like I would DMC or a non-variegated floss. And I'm still getting plenty of variegation. So, but yeah. So I believe I ended up putting actually 800 stitches into this one. I think I just continued on with it. Because with the zombie run, like you have to do, depending upon the month. Now for January, we had to do 2,400 stitches, and you have 4 projects. So that's only 1,600. So then you'd have to do 2 more projects to do, to get that full 2,400. So I doubled up on that one and my map, I believe, which is my other whip that I'm going to show you here. And this is Legend of Zelda Light World map. And I will go ahead, I'll put a picture here of where it was before I started this month. And then as you can see, I've kind of basically, it was up around here and didn't have the full row finished. So I basically I completed like 3 blocks of 10. So, and I think I've really come into a rhythm with my parking. So what I do is obviously I've got a million needles going because I have a million threads going. I don't know if this is standard parking technique or not, because I've never watched a video on how people park. I've never asked anybody how they park or anything. I just kind of went with what felt natural to me. And what I'm doing now is I'll take a color and I will color complete that. Like I'll complete that color in, you know, as far down as I can go. Now, as you can see, there's kind of like this striation pattern going here. And so for some of this, I have a few different strands within a 10 block, within a 10 by 10 block going. But so I'll just stitch it down through that block, park it at the first spot in the next block, which for a lot of these, it seems to be the first one, but I know there's like a floss over here that's in the second block or whatever. And this, I just worked this one all the way down because I was running to the end of it. So I just worked it all the way down. But yeah, that's how I'm working it. And then I just work from left to right. I work in a 10 by 10 block and then, you know, like hold some of these off to the side. But I just got this row finished, got all this stuff over here done this morning because my body decided 6 a.m. was a good time to wake up. So yeah, and this is just done on 18 count, not white, you know, sort of white, dirty white, ecru, beige, off-white, antique white. I don't remember the actual name of it. But yeah, so that's it as far as whips. And what am I? Let's do haul next. All right. So I got a couple things of Pass the Stash here. So Sharon, one of the mods of Daily 30, I do some video chatting with her and Carrie pretty often. And she got this in, I think it was a Black Needle Society advent box or something like that. And she said she's probably not going to stitch it, so she passed it to me, which, I love me a bendy stitchy. So I seem to be collecting them more than stitching them at the moment, but eventually they'll get there. But yeah, cute. And then Joni had finished up her three-headed dragon, Gorniach or something. I don't know Russian. But this was another one of those kits from Alforest, and I didn't want to buy another kit, and so she said she'd pass the pattern to me. And of course I'm gonna go find my own colors, but it's kind of like the whale where it's got like 6 or 7 colors, I think. So, but lots of green, so I'm gonna have to make sure to have quite a bit of that. And then also Carrie sent me some of these bugle beads because I was trying to find some like online or at Michael's or whatever, and I couldn't find any like multi-packs like this. So she sent me a bunch because I need them for Sprinkles, the donut from Frosted Pumpkin. And now these next things I did purchase. This is Next Door from Heartstream Samplery. And it says, I wish you lived next door. And it's got this, like, that funky plant and this funky bird. I can definitely think of a few people I would love to stitch this for and send it to them, because I have a distinct knack for finding friends that live just far enough away that I can't just drive to them. I got that from Abby Topknot, and I got a jam sticker with it, of course, but it's on my floss box. And then this is Jaffe's Fault. I got me some grab bag fabric from Color and Cotton. I grabbed 2 of the even weave grab bags, so if you wanted an even weave grab bag and you didn't get one, I'm sorry, it's probably my fault. But I basically got a rainbow of colors, because this is like a reddish orange color. This is like an orangey brown. This is like a primitive yellow. These are coming off a little brighter than they actually are in person. This is like a grungy seafoam green. This is like a turquoisey blue. And then this is like a purpley gray. So I basically got a rainbow. Always an exciting day to get grab bag fabrics from Color and Cotton, because usually I miss out on the grab bags of the fabric. I managed to get the flosses pretty quickly, pretty easily, but the fabric not so much. I always miss out on them. I do have some more fabric on the way from Mystic Fabrics. There's one that's supposed to show up today sometime, whenever the mail runs. I got a couple of, I don't even remember what I bought, but I got a couple of pieces of fabric in her most recent games, and they took a little trip to New Jersey, stayed there for like a week, and then finally showed up back in Indiana. I don't know why Jersey had to be on the way to Indiana, but you know, whatever. Okay, so I'll just have to show those off next time. Plans. All right, so for February, the Whip Go numbers are 4 and 20, which for me, the number, hold on a second here. There we go. So number 4, no, I don't even know which one's which, but on my small board, we have Spring in My Heart from Barbara Anna Designs, which was in a spring 2020 Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I'll insert a picture of it here because I didn't print out the picture. And this will be my starting point. And this is supposed to be a finish because it's on my small board, which no problem. That'll be easy enough to do. This is on, it's either 28 or 32 count opalescent Lugana in Sugar Plum Fairies from Under the Sea Fabrics, using my own colors, not doing the called for, because why would I? I'm trying to put stuff here, there, and everywhere. Also on my small board, Lindy Stitch's Merry Manatees got called. And again, this is a finish. It's going to be a finish, I mean. And this is a piece of 32 count Lugana, opalescent Lugana solo dye from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Rolanda. And again, my own conversion. And I've got the little gray blob and his little lights and his hat. So, but again, that should be easy enough to finish. And then Halloween Ouija got called again. This time it called, because I had it split up in 3 pieces. Small motifs, big centerpiece, and borders on the small motifs. This time the small borders got called. So, I know you guys just saw this a few minutes ago, but I'm going to pull it out again here. Damn it. Like I said, the theme today is needle minders getting stuck together, because I can't just have one needle minder on a project, especially not a large project. Okay, so my goal, I'm going to try and finish the entirety of the small borders and the small motifs, because since I got about half of them done last time, I should be able to get half of them done this time. And then all I'll have is that big center house and everything to do in the middle. So, yeah. Which, you know, is kind of perfect. It got called 2 months in a row because I really didn't want to put it away when I did. The only reason I did is because I had other goals I needed to hit for like Zombie Run, and I couldn't use that project for prompts and enchanted stitching, and yeah. And then the other large project that got called is Funky Menagerie from Lindy Stitches. I'll insert a picture here. which we haven't gotten part 2 yet. It doesn't release until Sunday, the 31st. But my goal is to get 2 parts done. So I'll get caught up on this. Theoretically. Theoretically, I will be caught up. And Carrie and I have started naming these. So I'm sorry. So one of the characters one of the things on here that kind of looks like a painted squid or something. It's called a sparkle muffin. It is a type of peacock spider found in Australia, and I guess the given name, not the Latin name, not the scientific name, but the everyday name that people call it by is called a sparkle muffin. And we were chatting yesterday, and we decided that we're going to name them all funny breakfast foods or something. I thought this is a dog, so what did I call it? A barking biscuit. And we decided that this was a neon bagel, the snail. And I can't remember what else. She wrote them down, and she'll probably talk about them in her video. So if you want to know the rest of the names we gave them, go see her video. So yeah, plans: Whipco and Zombie Run, which means we just gonna get more love. Atlantis, Hedgie, and my map. I do plan on starting my monthly series. I'm doing Snowflower Diaries, Joyful World Sal. It was released in like 2016 or something. And I've started kitting those up. I've got January, February, March, and April, I believe, kitted up and converted and everything. And I'm toying with the idea of just like starting one a month. So like I'll do January and February, and then February and March, and then March and April. And then by the time I get to May, I'm thinking I might go ahead and start the rest of them in May. So kind of doing a mania, but not starting a whole bunch of stuff that like I really want to get done, and it's all part of a series and stuff like that. So I'm still toying with that idea. When I finalize that idea, then or if I just nix the idea, then I guess I'll update you. I did want to mention I watched a new Flosstuber, well, new to me anyway, Honeybee Stitcher. She is an Aussie, and she randomly popped up on my suggested, and I really enjoy her. She's doing some really cute projects, and like she's doing the Dark Queen of the Sea Sal, which mine's neglected, and she was doing the Hello Dear Sal from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and she's changing some of the elements in hers so that it's not so Christmassy and more wintry, because of course winter and Christmas are completely different there, because they're not, because in Australia, the southern hemisphere, they get Christmas in the summer. So she's just changing hers to a winter themed piece, taking out a lot of the reds and adding lots of like blues and stuff. So definitely go give her a look if you're interested. And let's end this video with a giveaway, shall we? This is Cyrena from Lila Studios. She's a stitching mermaid. Look at her little treasure trove of flosses there, and she's got a little needle and scissors around her neck there. And this was a Pass the Stash to me from Jen Upton, and I started it and decided I wanted to UFO it. And I asked her if she wanted a pattern back, and she said, no, do whatever you want with it, so I'm going to give it away. So let me know you know, if you want to be entered to win, of course, please be 18 so you can give me your address. I'll send it anywhere in the world. Don't say giveaway. You know, please be a subscriber, like the video, all that stuff. Be a good human. What question? I didn't think about this ahead of time. If you were a mermaid or a merman, if you were a mermaid or a merman, what color would your tail be? Mine would be pink. Mine would definitely be pink. That's my favorite color. So, all right. Thank you for joining me, listening to me ramble, and looking at all my projects and everything. And I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all staying safe. I've seen plenty of friends getting their vaccinations, which is exciting. I'm way down on the list because I'm not a healthcare worker or a teacher or anything like that. I'm not in any sort of at-risk group by age or medical whatever. I don't have words today. So let's all just keep doing what we're supposed to be doing. Washing our hands, wearing our masks, staying home, all that stuff, so that we can all get back to normal life. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend. See you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.